Alright, let's get that top camera fixed up. Deactivate. Activate. Deactivate. Activate. Nice. Thank you, Elgato USB stream stick. Alright, welcome back everybody to another live stream repair. We've got 3 that showed up today to get fixed up, so we're going to try to knock all of those out. Got our Sapporo today. Cheers. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 every time. Who do we have first? We've got a Todd from Illinois. Let's find their email, find out what's going on, and let them know that it's here. Alright, HomePod that does a click noise every 30 minutes or so. So I told them a quiet clicking noise every so often is normal. So this was actually back in January they reached out to me, and all they had was a quiet popping noise, and then a few months later they actually developed death farts. So we went ahead and confirmed the noise with them, and indeed they do have what appears to be too much DC voltage getting let through those filters in the amp and then triggering those death farts. Alright, and we've got a little note in here. It's just saying I've been behind. I shipped this out to you now. Oh, I think this is just a printout of the email. Alright, I love those original HomePod shipping boxes, but damn are they a pain in the ass to deal with. Okay. Let's check our symptoms here. Oh yeah, we're skipping ahead a little bit. Let's first email them and let them know that theirs is up now. Alright, email has been sent. Let's let the Discord nerds know that we're streaming while we're at it. It's been a minute since I've bugged them. Alright, last thing, we need to get their name up on the screen and we can start doing some work. We are ready. Let's check our symptoms here. It should power up without a problem. There we go. All right. That's some pretty severe popping, which I would expect no less from a HomePod that's gotten so bad it's starting to death fart on them. So let's take this apart and do a little bit of diagnostics. What that basically entails is we will gain access to the inside here, and then we're going to connect our test woofer which also has a connection to our multimeter on the screen over here at the bottom right. And we'll turn everything on and see how much DC voltage the amplifier is pumping into the subwoofer speaker. That'll just give us an idea how bad those filter caps that allow that to happen have gotten, and just confirm for us that that is in fact the problem. Let's see if I can get used to that. It's so far over there. Okay, maybe this doesn't need to be so big. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just move this down here. We'll move this over here. Move this down here. And this along with it. There we go, now we've got a little more room. I don't think that needed to be that big. How's our subwoofer looking? Fantastic. Still trying to figure out the optimal way to lay things out with this new mat. And yeah. Oh, I am getting a little bit ahead of myself, but we'll go ahead and pop that power supply back in really quick, because what I want to do before I was about to just pull the board out and replace the caps, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what I was talking about earlier, where we check our DC offset. So let's plug our subwoofer in. Let's make sure our multimeter's connected. There we go. And then we're gonna reconnect a logic board and power this up. Take a peek. See how bad that offset's gotten. Anything more than 200 millivolts is enough to cause damage and get into that death fart trigger territory. Anything more than 50 millivolts is when we go ahead and say this needs new filters and we replace the filters. Anything less than 50 millivolts is A-OK, good to go. That's pretty awful. 400 millivolts and quickly growing. So that is definitely a case of bad filters. Kinda surprised that the subwoofer didn't nuke itself. Because if you didn't know, the analog audio signal that goes into your speaker is AC, not DC. And that's something that I only learned right before I got into repairing HomePods. Because intuitively, you've always seen speaker terminal connections labeled as positive and negative. So you'd think, oh, DC, not AC. Where AC normally has a live and a neutral and a ground and whatever. But no. Not only is audio an AC signal, but DC voltage can actually damage your components. It's basically like applying a constant load to the subwoofer speaker, and when it moves one way and stays there instead of moving back and forth, it doesn't give it a way to cool itself down. So it roasts itself. All right, we are in. So we know what this needs. First up is those filters on the back of our amp here. That's these guys. We're going to get those replaced with 4 fresh new ones. And then while we're in here, we're going to replace the Schottky barrier diode on this amplifier, since those have a tendency to prematurely fail. Granted, only with certain date codes on them, but we replace all of them anyways. Just like that. And we're going to come back in here with our soldering iron and put some fresh solder on there just to help keep things nice and secure. There we go. Give a little more flux on there. It'll kind of help hold those replacement caps down when we place them. Alright, can we pull off our trick today, 4-in-1? Hey, not too bad. We'll just touch those up real quick. Looking good. Got some fresh filters on there. So we're going to flip this board around and we're going to take a look at that Schottky barrier diode that loves to fail and cause no power issues. This one is 1746K dated, so these ones do tend to fail and cause no power. We're going to get that replaced before that happens. Do a flip. Alright, well, the flow of solder will fix that alignment for us. Observe. Without even touching it. We'll go ahead and give it a few taps just to make sure, but there you go. So, we've got new filters on here to get rid of that DC offset which was causing their death farts. We gave it a new Schottky diode because the old one had a date code of 1746K, which are known to prematurely fail and cause no power. That should be all this needs. We're going to give it another second to cool off, and then we'll start putting this thing back together enough to test it out and see if it's good to go. Cheers. Alright, so we've still got power. That's always a good sign. Excellent. So our offset is now well under control at 5 millivolts and dropping. So we've got the root cause of their death farts fixed, a la DC offset. And we've got it a new Schottky diode so it doesn't come back to us with no power issues in the near future. Let's finish putting it together. You give that back. All right, let's see if it's all good to go. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
That is
I'm having trouble.
Much better than it was before. Our volume buttons light up nice and even, so this one's looking good to go. We'll go ahead and just leave it on, test it overnight to make sure that it's not going to continue farting on them, but based on what we saw and what we replaced, there's no reason it will have the same problems again. That brings us to our next repair from Jamie in California. Let's pull up their email and let them know that theirs is getting worked on and find out what's wrong with it. Oh, I think this is them. Yep. So they just have no power. All right. Let's check our symptoms here with a known good power cable, but let me also get their name up on the screen. There we go. So as I was saying, known good power cable connected to our kilowatt meter over here. Let's see what's going on. Yep, so no power. And we're pulling around 4 to 6 watts of power from the wall. So if you've watched enough of our streams here or are any familiar with the common issues on these HomePods, you'll have your guess as to what's going on here, but I'll go ahead and spoil it for the others. We've probably got another one of those dead diodes on the amplifier. Of course, with a date code of 1746K or 1748K, which is why we replaced the same diode in the previous repair that we just finished up there, because we don't want to see it coming back for this. Let's get that flipped around, because I have a feeling that'll be better. Yeah. Rolling. Let's get that display out. How's that woofer looking? Mighty fine. Ha ha ha. Saved by the thigh. Alright. You guys know the drill. Let's get up close. Take a look at that diode. 1746K. What we expect to see with a dead one here. Let's confirm with our meter in continuity test mode, where it beeps at us when it's got continuity, or in this case, a short, aka a dead diode. Let's get it a new one. Say goodbye. All done. Let's check it out. Hey, and we've got power. Let's give it a sec to boot up and we'll check its offset here as well. We're hoping for less than 50 millivolts, so we don't have to give it new filters either. And oh, an excellent result of less than 1 millivolt. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. This one looks like it's good to go. So let's put the rest of the screws in it. Oh, I'm glad I checked that. Because we almost forgot the gasket for the ribbon cable here. Thought I heard something funny when I was pushing it. But this will be an easy fix. We just pop that subwoofer back out. We'll put this in. Here we go. Make sure that gasket's in there nice as well. How are we now? Yes. Perfect. I heard a baby. I heard a baby. She just had to let her one little grunt out.
Yeah, she's been flipping her and walking around. But
She's getting there.
she's been a sweet girl.
I laid her down right before you got home, so.
Sick. Probably wake her up at like, if she doesn't wake up more than like 6:30.
Yeah, I'll be done before then, so.
How many more you got?
One more after I put this together?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then you want me to cook dinner?
Yeah.
Work was wild.
Work was wild?
Yeah, we had our benefits meeting and everything there.
Was that wild?
Yeah. I don't get any transit benefits.
No.
That's for California residents only.
What the fuck?
Or not California, New Jersey and New York residents only because they have laws.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which, understandable, but we get a discount on pet insurance.
Oh.
I get free life insurance through them. 25 grand. Don't kill me.
For 25 grand?
Not worth it. We get free legal consulting services
Oh, like, for what?
for anything.
Like, I can just ask them about anything?
Yep.
Like my business stuff?
Yep.
No shit.
No shit. We also get 3 free counseling sessions a year with either like legal expert, behavioral health, that kind of stuff.
Huh.
And then they offer survivor support if you're suffering from like the pandemic, or any kind of other like grief situation, you know? Because a lot of people had issues during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's pretty legit. For part-time work, I'm not going to complain. I don't get health insurance, but luckily I don't really have to worry about it. So.
Yeah, well, don't expect it through your employment at NixFix.
What do you mean my employment at NixFix?
What do you mean?
Are you employing me?
Yeah, you're an unpaid intern.
What am I doing?
Everything.
Damn.
What?
That Subaru just basically almost went up on the sidewalk to go around that man. Some asshole fucking ran the red light to turn right and almost hit me today.
Traffic in Factoria was destroyed.
Yeah, traffic was awful today. It was terrible. It was terrible on the way home.
I don't understand. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah. Why was traffic so bad at 2 o'clock? Because, like, it takes me 10 minutes to walk back to the car.
Someone must have been dicking around.
Well, also, you know, like, the road that goes around the mall?
Yeah.
They have the entire road except Bellevue Way. There's no pavement. They're repaving it, but they have the whole block shut down. Where it's like one lane, and they're only letting like 10 cars at a time go through.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I gotta leave you there again. Especially if I want to get there and get coffee.
You got there on time though, at least, right?
Oh yeah, no, I get there at least 5 to 10 minutes early regardless.
Nice.
But 10 minutes isn't enough time to get coffee.
Not enough time to make me comfy either way.
And get into work, yeah. Plenty of time to get to work and settle in.
That's pushing it. 10 minutes is like on time for me. You gotta be a minimum 15 early.
Yeah.
Minimum 30 if you're trying to do anything beforehand. Hey, we've got power.
Well, I don't know how fast Google Maps expects people to walk. But like it says the walk from my parking spot to work is like 3 to 5 minutes, right? No, it can take up to 10 minutes if the lights aren't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Alright. All fixed up and ready to go. Last one from Kenan in, what's MD? Maryland.
Well, the baby's probably awake for sure now.
I doubt it.
You're off.
I'm really noisy when she's asleep and she never wakes up. Alright, let's find Kenan's email and let him know.
It did wake her up.
She's probably already awake.
Well, she didn't wake us up. I don't know, she's making sounds.
So they've got no power. Okay. Looks pretty straightforward.
She went back to sleep.
Let's check our symptoms with a no good power cable.
Is your neck okay?
I can't look. Yeah, no, it's a little better than it was yesterday, but still pretty bad.
Is it okay if I hang out?
What?
Is it okay if I hang out?
Yeah. We've got 6 watts of power draw at the wall, which is a little higher, but still within the range that we normally see for that common diode failure on the amps. So let's get their name up on the screen and crack it open. There's no one actually watching right now, so it's pretty easy. Because everybody's out in traffic right now.
Everywhere. Mom got the job.
At where? The VA thing?
Yeah.
Doing paperwork?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But she's moving up along.
Nice. So time for your dad to move up here.
I'm really hoping so.
We'll see if your mom, A, actually moves to Florida, and B, stays there for more than 3 months.
Well, like, so they own that trailer down there. They have a home down there.
My point stands.
Yeah. No, I'm giving it 3 months. I'm giving her till the end of summer. I'll let her see if she spends the summer in Florida there. 'Cause it's hot. Sucks.
Well, like, that probably isn't what's going to drive her out. She'd probably just be like, I don't want to be here by myself or with Aunt Marilyn.
Yeah, it's probably going to be in here.
Especially if your dad seriously considers moving up here with us.
Yeah.
What about possibly getting my grandparents' place?
The house?
Yeah.
With the animals?
Yeah.
I would be down for that.
You wouldn't be opposed to that?
No. We'd have to move over there, but
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
it wouldn't be the worst. We'd have a house. Live with Pop.
Well, what Mom's gonna do is they're gonna rebuild, like, their property.
Yeah.
They're selling their mobile home,
Oh, shit.
and they're, like, building a new house.
Oh, shit.
And they're, like, long term, they're gonna have, like, Poppy and Grandpa move in with them when they need to get taken care of.
That's probably a good idea,
Yeah.
but I would be 100% down for it. We'd still be here, but we wouldn't be here right now. Bad.
Well, we'd be like, see, the thing is, like, there's so much more development that keeps going on there that, like, I wouldn't be opposed to taking the place, but I wouldn't expect it to be secluded in the next 20 years.
Yeah. Well, in the next 20 years, we might be in Yale Deutschland. 20 years is a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, little Chell will be grown by then. She'll be out. She'll be in college or doing whatever she wants.
So, like, my long-term plan is to have a place with land that I can not worry about other knuckle draggers.
How much of the land do they own there?
At least a few acres. It's a lot of land.
Well, you just don't ever sell it. Like, that's the thing is, like...
But the problem is it's so much land that you can't, well, I can. I literally work for a company that does stuff like that, but...
You can manage it all. People do it.
It would still be difficult with all of the technology in the world to manage it.
It's a part-time job.
But
full-time.
Grandpa and Poppy managed it.
Yeah.
Granted, with my help and everyone else's help growing up, making sure the fence was, up and all that, yeah.
But, like, you realize my parents used to own 26 acres.
Yeah, but your parents aren't going to be able to take care of the place when they get old.
No, but I literally lived there and helped them take care of it. Might have been a kid, but it doesn't mean I didn't work.
I'm saying between you and me, it would still be...
No, yeah, it'd be hard work. You got little...
Yep. We'd have to get Chell.
That's why you have kids, right? Oh, is she awake or she just wandering? She hasn't been Damn, she's thrusting.
Yeah, no, she gets kind of violent.
Is she awake? Her eyes are closed.
It's, like, perfectly normal.
It's hilarious. Babies are hilarious, man.
What time is it now? 5? Yeah, I would wake her up now.
I'm gonna go get her.
Yeah, it's been more than 2 hours since she last ate. Hey Tony, welcome to the stream. I have 2 first-generation HomePods. Just one of them needs to be repaired, but the other one's probably not far behind. Should I send them both? I'll put it this way. It won't cost any more or less if you waited to send the other one in until it failed, or if you were to send them both in at the same time and get them both, you know, the parts that normally fail and cause the no power issue replaced, or death farts or whatever. Minus like having to ship 2 of them individually over time, that would cost a little more. But if you wanted to send them both in at the same time, we can go ahead and check it for DC offset and give it new filters if it has any signs that the ones that it has are going bad. And then we will, regardless of the condition or date code on it, we'll give it a new Schottky diode, and that's the part that most likely, like this one and many others that show up on the channel here, fail and cause no power. But won't cost any more or less either way for you other than shipping. As for like whether you should wait in case you're worried about it causing any extra damage, no real concern there. If it works fine, you're pretty fine to just keep using it until something goes wrong with it. I hear that heavy breathing.
Hi to the grunting child. Yeah.
Hello.
I woke up giggling.
Yeah, you in a good mood? You got plenty of sleep today. Yeah, and we got a good walkout.
You have a good walk, little babies.
Alright, let's free that amplifier. Yeah, Tony, that's perfectly logical thinking. I don't think, like, there's generally a pretty good chance that your subwoofer isn't just going to fail all on its own without presenting symptoms prior, leading up to it. Like, the popping's got to get pretty loud, and more likely than not, you've got death farts before the subwoofer fails. So once you start noticing those issues, if you're trying to wait, you can wait until you do start noticing those issues, and that's the point where, like, okay, there is something wrong that is potentially starting to cause damage to the woofers, or the woofer, I should say. The D-Brick live stream? Nah, I had to reboot all of my internet stuff earlier today, so the stream probably went down. I'll bring it back up after our repairs here. So there we go, another diode with 1748K for that date code. Let's go ahead and confirm its death here. Alright, and yep, I pronounce this diode dead at 5:19 p.m. on May 9th, 2023. Cause of death, assembled like crap. Let's get it replaced with one that's not assembled like crap. That won't fail on us. Give it up. Let's bring in a fresh new diode from the year 2023, week 9. These are brand spanking new. Alright, do a flip. Do the right flip. There we go. We're gonna goop it up. Goop up the board too. Boost up the fumigator so we don't give ourselves cancer. At least not this way. Do another flip. The quality control from the one that we saw on the new HomePod seems to be that there's fewer opportunities for them to mess it up. So, this diode failure in particular isn't necessarily Apple's fault. It's the manufacturer of this diode. But nonetheless, Apple still manufactured a product with this part and sold it. So ultimately, they should have been responsible for taking care of this. And then Apple goes after the manufacturer of the diodes to make them responsible for the diode's failure. But at the end of the day, none of that happened. Ooh, bought a smart switch, waiting for it to arrive. Is there a difference in the amount of time you set it on and off? So my logic behind the current timer settings is I leave it on for about 5 to 10 seconds, long enough for them all to boot up until they show the blinking volume buttons. And then I'll have it turn off for at least 5 seconds, or at least 2 seconds, just to make sure that it actually fully turns off. And then there's a random time in between 2 and 10 seconds where it may pick to turn them back on. And George in our Discord server had suggested this timing based on the idea that reports of people suddenly having theirs working again when they just plug it in and, oh, lo and behold, now it's working. Most people with these bricked HomePods, they're probably only plugging them in long enough just to see if they're working or not, and when they see they're no longer working, they'll just unplug it and put it away until they feel like trying again. So we try to replicate that behavior with the on-off timer settings like that. On long enough for it to show whether it's blinking or not, and then off long enough just to see, just to make sure it actually fully turns off, with a random time up to 10 seconds before they turn back on, just to spice things up a little bit. Okay, get our logic board in here, and let's give it some power, see what's going on. Hey, there we go. Alright, so we've got an excellent DC offset of around 5 millivolts, which is way below the 50 millivolts that we tolerate. Good power, good bass. This is good to put back together. I don't think that's the case because not everybody's tried thousands or hundreds or even dozens of times. There have been a handful of people that have only plugged it in once or twice and then they start working again. Not entirely dismissing that theory. Still possible that there's some sort of process going on where it's attempting to rebuild and it only gets better and better every time you try. But based on how many times we've seen ours recycled by now, I would expect to see more of them spring back to life if that were the case. Oh no. It's gonna be a big one too. Oh no. Oh, I wish I had another one to work on so I wouldn't get stuck changing that right when I finish here. I know I'm gonna get out there and she's gonna just finish pooping and she's gonna be like, change me. And I'm gonna have to do it. Alright. Give me power. Yes?
I'm having trouble connecting.
Yes.
I'm having trouble.
Perfect. Alright, folks. We got everything that showed up fixed up and ready to go. If you have any questions on doing your own repairs or sending yours in to either me or finding someone around the world that might be doing the same thing, check out the website nixfix.com. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!